If you're over 40 and it feels like your body suddenly stopped listening to you, this video may explain exactly why.
我
You're
嚟
eating the same foods you
อีกเปีย
always
กา
have, you're staying active,
หลอก
and
อัน
you're
ทน
doing
ใส่
what
กลุ่ม
used
ต
to
อนนี้
work, yet the
ดังนั้น
scale
ก็จะทำ
keeps
และ
creeping up, especially around your belly. Hot flashes hit without warning. Some nights you wake up drenched in sweat, and during the day it feels like your brain is wrapped in fog. You walk into a room and forget why you're there. You struggle to find words that once came easily. And deep down, there's a quiet fear that this is just how life is going to be now. Most women are told this is simply menopause, or that estrogen is the only hormone that matters. But here's what almost no one is
I
talking
wanted
about.
to,
There is another hormone that becomes incredibly
that.
powerful after 40, and until it's addressed, many menopause symptoms refuse to improve. That hormone is cortisol. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone, but that name doesn't come close to explaining how much control it has over your body. Cortisol influences how and where you store fat, how your body regulates temperature, how well you sleep, how clearly you think, and how stable your mood feels from one day to the next. In your 20s and 30s, your body could usually handle cortisol spikes without much trouble. Stress would come and go, and your system would naturally reset. But after 40, things shift. As estrogen and progesterone begin to decline, cortisol doesn't stay neutral. Research shows it often rises, and more importantly, it stays elevated for longer periods of time. When cortisol remains high, your body believes it's under constant threat. In response, it does what it thinks will protect you. One of the first things it does is slow fat burning and increase fat storage, particularly around the abdomen. This is why so many women say, "I'm eating less than ever, but my belly keeps growing." This isn't a lack of discipline or willpower. It's a biological stress response that overrides calories and exercise. Cortisol also disrupts how your body manages heat. This is why hot flashes and night sweats feel sudden, intense, and unpredictable. One minute you're fine, and the next, your body feels like it's overheating from the inside out. Brain fog is another common and deeply frustrating symptom of high cortisol. Chronically elevated cortisol interferes with communication between brain cells. It affects memory, focus, emotional regulation, and mental clarity. That feeling of being forgetful, scattered, or emotionally reactive isn't imagined. It's your nervous system struggling to function under constant stress signals. Many women describe it as feeling disconnected from themselves, like their sharpness and confidence have quietly slipped away. Here's the part most women never hear. Cortisol doesn't just create symptoms. It actively worsens hormonal imbalance. Elevated cortisol suppresses estrogen and progesterone even further, making their fluctuations more severe. So while many women focus solely on boosting estrogen, cortisol is quietly pulling the rug out from under them. This creates a vicious cycle. Stress raises cortisol, cortisol disrupts estrogen and progesterone, hormonal imbalance creates more stress, and suddenly you're stuck on what feels like an endless menopause roller coaster with no clear way off. This is also why so many diets, workout programs, and supplements stop working after 40. They aren't bad ideas, they're simply incomplete. If cortisol remains high, your body stays locked in survival mode. You can eat perfectly, exercise regularly, and still feel like nothing is changing. Survival mode always comes before fat loss, calm sleep, or hormonal balance. The encouraging news is that when cortisol is supported and brought back into a healthy range, the body often responds in remarkable ways. Fat loss becomes possible again without extreme effort. Hot flashes begin to calm down. Sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. Energy levels rise. Mental clarity returns. And many women say they finally feel like themselves again. This doesn't require punishing workouts, restrictive dieting, or forcing hormones to behave. It starts with addressing stress at the hormonal level, not just mentally, but physically and biologically. That's why modern research into menopause is shifting its focus. Instead of chasing symptoms one by one, newer approaches prioritize supporting healthy cortisol levels first. When cortisol stabilizes, estrogen and progesterone often find more balance naturally. If this video made you think, "This explains everything I've been feeling," you're not alone. Millions of women are discovering that their menopause symptoms are not a personal failure or something they simply have to endure. They're signals from the body asking for a different kind of support. If you'd like to learn how women are naturally supporting healthy cortisol levels, restoring hormonal balance, and feeling clear, calm, and confident again, I've shared additional information in the description below. Take a moment to explore it, educate yourself, and decide what feels right for you. Because after 40, your body isn't broken, it's simply changing. And with the right support, it can still work with you instead of against you.